Hello and welcome to my final presentation. My name is Lily Lynch and I'm a senior at Central Kitsap High School, and here's my elevator pitch if you'd like to take a second to read it. For part one, we go over who am I. Some of my top activities and interests are hiking and camping and photography, and they really kind of play into one another. When I'm outside, I'm always taking a lot of pictures, and I've decided to share a couple here. Another one of my activities and interests is baking and cooking. Last summer, I went through a phase with baking pies, and here's a couple of those. Some more are raising my plants and reading and writing. I really enjoy reading lots of different books and visiting some cool libraries, as you can see in that top left picture. And I also kind of like to incorporate reading and writing in hiking as well. I like to write in cool places and read cool books in cool places. And I love my plants. You can see some seedlings I started last year, and I had a fun shopping trip at Home Depot, as you can see in the middle picture. And I really enjoy that. And some of my top values, one of them is intuition. You can kind of read over that longer explanation if you'd like to. But basically I say I feel like a certain level of intuition kind of ties into all of my values. And the definition of intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. And for me, honestly, that's kind of how I operate in my day-to-day life. I would say I'm a rational and a reasonable person, but a lot of my bigger decisions are usually made with maybe an air of intuition. And adventure is another one of my top 3 values. It's always been a big part of my life, and like I say in the description, I'm always craving new experiences and adventures, whether that's traveling far away or discovering new areas close to home. I like to hike, I like to bike, I like to try new artistic endeavors. I've recently gotten into painting, just anything that's exciting. And my third value is meaningful work. These aren't really in any specific order. But like I say, in my mind, if I have to trade kind of a significant portion of my life for working, I definitely want it to be something that's meaningful to me. And I think at this point in my life, there's a lot of pressure to be 18 and starting college and going on all these cool journeys in my life at this point. There's kind of a pressure to know exactly what I want to do. And to be honest, I do not know exactly what I want to do, but I think eventually, kind of with my other values in mind, with adventure and with intuition, I can maybe explore my way to something that's meaningful for me. So that's where I'm at this point. And in the little description, I say that, like I said, something needs to be meaningful, that I take pride in it and I can truly enjoy doing. So hopefully eventually I'll find something like that. And my top 3 dependable strengths, one is independence. At 18, I'm living on my own and I'm supporting myself, which is something that I think is kind of cool and I'm proud of. And I would say I'm a self-aware person. I consider myself kind of an introspective person. I'm always trying to examine my thoughts and behavior and doing what I can to make the necessary changes to grow. And determination is another one of them. I think I'm always determined to have fun and to do what's right for myself and others and create a life that I can thrive in. And those are my strengths. And for part 2, we go into what's next. So one of my possible career goals that I've been interested in is to be some sort of therapist, counselor, mental health professional. The education requirements for that are a master's degree in social work or clinical mental health counseling. I would also need to complete a practicum or an internship to get some more hands-on experience, which I think makes sense for the field. I need a lot of supervised hours, and I would ultimately need to pass a licensure exam. And then I have some data off to the right. In Washington, the employment in the year of 2020 was 27,760 new employees, and it is projected to grow about 23% from 2020 to 2030, so that's above average, which is pretty good, and above average for the United States in total in Washington, so it's looking good over here for that. And you can kind of go over the other information if you'd like to peruse that. And some goals I have to get there. A long-term goal would just be in these coming years to go to college, do school, do well in that, and learning about my future profession. And then kind of more midterm would just be taking classes in the meantime, whether that's here at OC or wherever, that relate to my anticipated career. And then more short term is just kind of researching about schools and ultimately what graduate programs I might be interested in and where that would be. But right now at OC, here's my educational plan. Most of the classes I've completed already, which is good because we're going into my final quarter of OC for my AA, which is very exciting. And so far I still need to take a natural science and then some more electives. But besides that, I'm on pretty good track to graduate this spring quarter. And then this is the results from the reality check that I put together. This is supposed to relate to my anticipated career, and this kind of, what do you call that, diagram right now is based off of my expenses right now, which of course in the future and however 6-7 years it takes to actually get to my career goal, obviously my expenses and my needs will be different, but this is what I had for the reality check assignment. That's my expenses for right now, and I think and I hope that when I am in a career in the future that will be able to cover this, and I need to recalculate in the future, but right now this is what I have. And a little ending quote is from Albert Camus. He says, "You will never be able to experience everything, so please do poetical justice to your soul and simply experience yourself." That's one of my favorite quotes, and I hope you enjoyed my final presentation. Thank you so much.